side. We've got Good morning. Welcome to the Turn It Up Tuesday call. I'm coming at you from Charlotte, North Carolina. Super duper excited. I get the opportunity to meet a few of our folks tonight, especially this special guest. So I'm really excited about that. But before we go forward and introduce this special speaker, I want to go ahead and announce the top 10 from last week. So this coming from the No Limit and Dreammaker side, we've got Katie McConville coming in first place. That's right. I'm going in different style right now. Coming in first place, we got 11,218. Congratulations, Katie. Racking out first place. We got Marta from the Powerhouse team, 11,301. We got Jim Harrell, 10,248. The guy crushed it on his Monday as well. That's what I'm talking about. We got Stacy Yvette, 10,000. Jennifer Elabadi at 9,400. Greg DiTomaso, 8,800. Jack Taylock, 8,100. Christopher Houghton, Sarah Stansel, you guys. I mean, coming in that top 10 place. So with that being said, and then also coming in that 10th place, Miss Christy Smallwood. Congratulations at 7,000. Folks, without further ado, I want to go ahead and introduce to you a phenomenal friend of mine. He's also a regional vice president. He is also the founder of a really, really cool app that we all get the opportunity to have a good time with throughout our day. I think it is 20 times cooler, stronger, more efficient, more effective than Road Warrior. And I love it so much. I'm so excited that, Nate, you had the dream, the vision to cast this into execution. Call it KnockIt Pro. So today we're going to learn how to turn up our sales. And it is cold outside, but it's about to get hot in here. So Nate, come on off of mute, sir. I'm excited because you have a beautiful wife named G. You've got two beautiful girls, Olivia, who's 11, and then also Natalie, who is 6 years old. So you are having a really good time as being an incredible father. Used to be a police officer, and then also you were one of the financial, I guess, managers over at the Lexus dealership, and then you wanted to go into insurance. So, Nate, do I have you, sir?
Yes, ma'am. Loud and clear. How you doing, Dreammakers? What's going on this morning?
Woo-woo!
So actually, you're enjoying this beautiful Charlotte weather right now. Beautiful monsoon outside. It's just great door knocking weather. Miss Johnson is definitely home. So appreciate you again having me on. Hopefully everyone here who's been using KnockIt Pro has been seeing the value there, has been making more sales. And my number one goal today is to help increase your AP. Hopefully, if you're sitting there right now listening to this, you can give me a heck yeah if you want to make some more AP. Let's go. So let me go ahead and share my screen with you all. I'm not really going to go over the basics. I'm just going to be going over some things that will really, really help you save time and, more importantly, get that AP. So let me go ahead and share my screen.
And also, folks, while you're building up that comments chat, let's hear it. If you rocked out over 2,000 AP yesterday as a fast start Monday, we want to see it. We want to congratulate you. So go ahead and turn up that chat as well.
Perfect.
And again, like Nate was talking about, is we're going to give you some secret sauce tips, but then in the midway, we're going to go over 3 basics that are going to catapult your business to allow you to make more AP throughout your day. So Nate, take it away.
Perfect. So one of the things that I think a lot of people are using this for is just the routing capabilities, which obviously is going to save you time. However, I'm going to speak more today on some things that you should be doing maybe after the sale or in between getting to someone's house. So let's say, for instance, you knock on this person's door right here, Mr. Michael Giles, right? As you see on the bottom, there's a notes section. You should be using this religiously because just like you were probably doing on Notability where you were typing in your notes, right? Hey, 1 car in the driveway, 2 cars in the driveway. They said come back on Thursday. Whatever the case may be, has a dog, right? I'm always scared of these dogs, these big dogs. I carry this dog mace around. But anytime there's a dog, I always like type in a note, beware of dog. So use your notes section, right? 2 cars, right? Looking for a white one, right? You're using notes consistently. So anytime you pull up a lead, you know certain notes about them. But I also really like using this for when I meet clients and when I close them, because I think one of the biggest things that agents do not cultivate is their book of business, right? One of the most beautiful things about NASB is that we own our book of business day one. And so you want to be able to go back and keep those relationships strong. You know, the best and easiest deals are with people who you've already closed, right? You find that mother hen, she refers you to all of her friends, her family, right? But we just recently came off of Christmas time. And even now in the new year, it's a great time to revisit your clients and say hello. And the best way to say hello is to have something already in your mind of what they like or what they like to do. So I'm always taking notes. Let's say Miss Johnson, actually, the other day I was at a gentleman's house and his house was full of the infamous Sundrop out of North Carolina. And so I asked him, hey, you must hate Sundrop, Mr. Johnson. He's like, yeah, you got me there. Well, I already know that Sundrop, right, is going to be his favorite beverage. So in 6 months from now, if I'm in the area, or a year from now when I'm in the area, I'm going to type in some things. I'm just typing things that I know about him. Love Sundrop, right? Daughter's name is Kendra. Worked in construction, right? Favorite hobby is hunting. Okay. You want to have a customer profile every single time, just like you would in if this was like someone you were trying to like date, right? I remember when I was starting to date, and even for my wife now, I take notes all the time of things I need to remember, right? She'll drop some little hints here and there of things that she likes or maybe she's looking forward to. And I'll just be honest, I'm going to forget those things. So I always write them down and I'll come back when there's a special occasion. This is the same. You want to date your clients because they will produce further AP for you. So that's one of the things there. Okay. So use your notes. Okay. So you're going to save that. Anytime you pull it up, now look, I have those notes there. But also, when you close a deal, we want to do a couple things. I always like doing a reminder task. Okay. Every 9 months, I do a review. Okay. The reason I do 9 months instead of 12 is because I'm trying to get people ready, right? Remember, this is dating. So I'm trying to spark the relationship a little more. Hey, how are things going? What's going on? Instead of just coming right out and saying, hey, Miss Johnson, I hope you're doing well. Haven't talked to you in 9 months. Are you looking for more life insurance, right? We want it not to be transactional. We want it to be relationship based. Okay. So I always put a review in. And you should be doing this in KnockIt Pro. We are going to be having this in the near future being linked to your phone, whether it's using Google or Apple. It's going to link directly to your calendar there. But review policy. Okay. Obviously, you could put the date there. Let's change it to January of 2025. And we're going to go back 2 months. So October. Okay. We have that there. So now I have that all set and saved. So whenever things come up, I can go to my tasks at the bottom. And if the date comes up, it'll show what's available. You can also do that if you do want to be a little easier. You can just click actually on, I'm sorry. You can click on annual. See there at the bottom, it says never, daily, weekly, monthly, yearly. You can just click yearly. I also do that for birthdays, right? People love getting calls on their birthdays. You have no idea how many times I get people who are like, Nate, thank you so much. Even my own son didn't call me today on my birthday. All right. You're scoring major, major brownie points. So do everything you can to stay in front of them. Also, whenever I close, let's say this person again, Mr. Michael, I closed him as a lead, as a deal. I'm going to have a label. All right. And I have normally sold or sold GI. See the two back and forth here? Because I want to know what I've done. So if I keep it on GI, for instance, let's do that. And let's also put down here in the notes, heart attack, if I could spell, 11/2023. We're going to save. And I'm going to change that to the GI. I'm going to now have that as a GI, right? So let's say, for instance, we reset filters. I'm looking for some AP. I'm trying to hit that promotion, right? I'm actually just going to filter out my solds and GIs, right? And now I can see the people that I've sold and I can call them up, or the people that have GIs, and I can go and check to see if we're in the period where I can maybe go back and I can write them into day one coverage. Also, if you were to add here your greens, okay, you can also see how close clients are to you, right? Robert Hicks was just recently on the call. He's been using KnockIt Pro since the beginning. And 1 week, he wrote over 10,000 annual premium, not by visiting a single new lead, but by visiting all of his pre-existing clients and saying hi to them. So while you're going to people, you can always say, hey, actually, this person's a really good one right here. They're only a couple blocks away. Why don't I stop in and say hi to Mr. Charles? Okay. Again, relationship wise and monitoring your business. Actually, what are you guys currently doing right now to kind of keep in relation? I mean, I think out of any team in all of NASB, you guys are more relationship based than probably anybody else.
Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, love what you said about just the fact of, hey, it's all about relational versus transactional. And it's amazing that it's not just a charting and GPSing of where you're supposed to be going. It's so much deeper than that. And I've already learned something really cool. I love what you've done with the task title. Love the fact that when you click on the filter, it's not just, oh, well, let me see what I've sold. There's actually a science behind it where you can create and generate more AP, which that's kind of what I want to go into. Unless you have any more secret sauce tips, I really do want to show the audience how in the world can we, just like what you said, the folks, the gentleman that did over 10,000 AP just by toggling, adding on, and then this really, really cool thing that you showed me yesterday about a side app. So let's
Yes.
kind of jump into that as far as adding on. So you talked about you can filter through, you can see what you sold, you see the GI, you can create your own icons. And the whole gist here is, hey, once we can physically add on, go back and see that senior. Talk to us about that.
Yeah. So ultimately here, when you're adding on, there are a couple of different things again that you can do when you are kind of going through. There are kind of like if we're going into Edward here, there's always things that you can kind of do to make sure that you're going to see them more often. Again, putting them in your tasks and stuff like that. But here's how I would personally create my route every single day. Again, let's reset our filters. Here are all of our leads, right? The most expensive part of our business is our investment in our leads. Now, that's a lot. These are years and years. This is the last 3 years of leads here, and that's just in the Charlotte area. That's a lot to look at. And so what I do every single morning, and this is how I filter my leads and how I'm able to make more money. You're going to go up to the top left-hand corner, that circle with the 3 lines going through it. You're going to click that. And every day I'm trying to see the people who are most likely to buy, which are generally going to be your brand new door knocks, right? So people that you've never seen before, and potentially even your door knock ones, okay? So let's say we apply those filters, okay? As you can see, I have an array of people that I still need to get out to see. But let's go ahead and do this instead. Let's pick this area right here. Okay. If I were to work in the downtown area or uptown area here, I'm going to circle just like you normally do this area. And it's going to tell me, again, I have 9 brand new people that I've never seen before. I have 6 folks that have only been to one time. Guys, the proof is in the money's in the follow-up, right? You need to go and see these people multiple times. Okay. Well, I'm going to create this route. Now, as you know, most people are probably knocking anywhere between 15 and 25 doors a day. Here's where you are absolutely going to make more money. You go back into the top left-hand corner with the 3 lines through it, and you're going to add in now probably your door knock 2s, depending on how many you have, and maybe even your door knock 3s. Okay. And we're going to apply that. Now, under the little stop sign to the right, so if you look at the right-hand side, right next to where it says Charlotte there's a stop sign, and right below that, there's 2 dots with the squiggly line going through it. You're going to click that button, and that's going to clean up your map so it's not so distracting, okay? So if I was driving, again, 9:30, right off the call, I'm going to number 1. I'm going to toggle that button back and forth again, the 2 dots with the squiggly line through it. And I'm going to hit that because I want to see what's available, right? So maybe I knock on door knock number 1. I'm on my way to number 2. I'm going to hit the squiggly line. What just popped up right there? I got another person in the same little complex there, Marco, that I've knocked on 3 times now. So while I'm heading to Lucinda, why not stop at Marco's place? He's right there, okay? Now, you don't always necessarily have to stop by. Sometimes I'm just looking for indicators of something that's different, right? If I've been there 4, 5, 6 times, I'm probably not going to, pull up every single time. But maybe if there's a new car in the driveway, a car's missing, lights are on, something's different, something's notifying me that something's different, I'm going to stop by and say hi. Guys, you have no idea how many agents are getting additional sales just by doing this. Now, by using Road Warrior or different things, you would never even know that that lead is there, nor the 2 that are right to the right there, literally 2 blocks down. It's up to you as to who you want to visit, okay? But the whole point is to be more productive with your time. I'm not telling you to go out of your way, but if they're on the way, why not stop, right? From 3 to 4, right? Points 3 to 4, if I toggle back and forth, I've got this orange one right down the street that I'm almost going to pass by. From 4 to 5, not so much. From 5 to 6, let's see what we got. Yeah, this person right here. We're in building 5. And then we have the purple one right here on the left, Miss Betty Ross. Okay. So the entire time, my job is not to go to every single lead that I have. But if I'm on the way, if my route is pointing me in the direction of another person that I have a lead for, I'm going to go there. I'm going to stop. You'll be so surprised. You're just going to catch somebody. We had a deal not too long ago that I had literally this lady. I must have had her lead for probably close to 2 years now. She's never, ever home, never seen a car in the driveway. And it just so happened that one day, oh my gosh, there's a car in the driveway. I stopped by and she was the easiest sell ever. Nate, I've been filling those cards out forever, but I work 2 jobs. In fact, you're really lucky that you caught me home because I forgot my lunch today, right? People are like that all the time. They're busy, right? We don't normally knock, at least I don't knock way in the dark or earlier in the morning, the weekends. So I really have to be strict with my time and try to find people during the windows that they're not home, right? So this is a great way to do that. Actually, I definitely know for a fact that this will improve drastically some of the sales. I would say for people that haven't been doing this, you'll probably get a 1 extra sale at least every week, if not every other week.
Absolutely. We've touched on the fact of being able to filter through when it comes to those that have been sold. You've talked about the task title, being able to do a policy review with somebody a year out. And these are just extra ways, folks, that you can really physically generate more AP. I like to call it the toggle. Okay. So you kind of like toggle that little map route that you like. Love the squiggly line with the 2 little dots at the end there. And I do want to ask this question because I know that whenever we import our leads from Opt, or if we get to, kind of hand type that in there, I see here that when you have your leads imported, that you have the person's first name and then you have a letter and then a number and then their last name. Why is that?
Correct. So here's something else. I would say, just like I said before, one of the hardest things that we're doing, right? It's not so much when we get in front of Miss Johnson. We know that if we sit in front of the right person, 70, 80% of the time, we have a deal because we have a unique place where we work with multiple carriers and we can put people in the best situation. And more importantly, we care about our clients, right? There are so many companies that write certain companies that just doing it because they get paid more, right? We do the right thing and we write the right companies because it's right for Mr. and Mrs. Johnson. But one of the things that we often find is that people aren't home, like we said before. So there's actually an app, and I sent it to Ashley, but on the bottom left-hand corner there, you'll see an app called Sideline, okay? This allows you to have a secondary number. There are multiple tools out there like this, but it allows me to do two things. One, it allows me to pick the zip code. If you've ever worked and if you're traveling and working outside of different areas, you'll find that people often will answer you more when you have the same zip code. So this allows me to change my zip code once per day, or sorry, my area code once per day to match where I'm calling. But this is what I mainly use it for. I use it for these lovely little things right here. Oh, where'd it go? Library. There we go. Hopefully everyone knows what this beautiful yellow piece of paper is. The delivery notice, you could buy it at the NASB website. I believe it's $1 for like per pack, which is probably like 50 of them. Okay. I love this notice. Okay. It takes a few extra seconds. Okay. Like you got to have a little extra time, but it is so worth it. Okay. Instead of coming back a million times. So this is how I fill mine out. Okay. Delivery notice, I always put final attempt, all right, urgency, right, Volt, value, urgency, likability, trust. Volt is, or urgency is super important, so I always want to put final attempt, all right? So I click final attempt, address to person's name, delivery date, time, and then at the bottom there, you'll see item number, okay? I don't know what a lot of you guys are using for item number. Hopefully you're not using it blank, and hopefully you're not saying something like call Blair or whoever. The item number is something that you can actually make up. All right. So let's just say you want to do like N24-5. Okay. And then dispatch number, instead of using your personal number, use your sideline number. Okay. Now, I promise there's a method to the madness here. And then lastly, see that bottom where it says the delivery notice is in response to the information you requested for low cost final expense program. Carry scissors with you because I cut them off every single time. I don't know if I'm supposed to say that, but that's what I do. I don't want them to know it's for insurance. Okay, so cut that off. Now, when you set up your sideline, okay, you're going to have a message. All right, and I also sent the word track to Ashley on this, but it's going to sound something similar to this. Hey, if you have received a yellow delivery notice, please leave the item number, the time you're available, and we'll be out to deliver your package to you. Boom. That's it. Okay. And the reason that we're doing that is because we don't want to talk to them. I don't want to talk to Miss Johnson. I don't want to explain to her what this delivery notice is. I just want to know, are you home? Right. And what time is available? Now, here's the thing. Instead of them saying like X, Y, and Z, let's say I pick, let me pick a new person here. Let's go to green. Oh, he's not over there. Let's do, I'll do my house actually.
So Nate, let me ask you this while you're doing that. So why like the N118-18, like why a dash? Why not just like, 4 or 5 numbers?
Yeah, I mean, I think there's a lot of dashes in, like if you get actual like FedEx stuff, a lot of times there are dashes in like the numbers. So I just put those in there just to make it seem like whatever. Also, it kind of breaks things up for the client when they see it. So let's say, for instance, this was blank, right? I just have Bob Smith. Okay. Well, when I put that item number, you can just make something up. Again, let's go A for Ashley. Ashley 12-345. Okay. We're going to save that. Now, when Miss Johnson calls, she's going to leave a message. Remember, you didn't talk to her, and you're going to receive these voicemail from Sideline. It's going to say, hello, yeah, I got delivery notice. It's item number A12 dash 1234, and I'm available all day tomorrow. Well, I have a doctor's appointment actually at 3. So from 9 o'clock to 2 o'clock and then all day the following day. Boom. You go in, A12. See, it's already there. It already is because I only have one A12 in there. But there it is. A12-345. Okay. And so that's what's going to allow you to find people home. Two things that I look at when I get that, because What's really also cool about Sideline is that it's actually the number that pops up. It's the same number every single time. So you know when it's Sideline versus someone calling your regular phone. And so when I get that, I'm going to wait for them to leave the message. And as soon as they leave the message, I'm going to check to see where that is, because they don't have to say anything to me at that point. I know that they're home right now. So if they're close enough by and I don't have an appointment or something, I'm going right to their house. I don't even have to listen to the message, right? As long as they left the item number. Okay. Now, if I can't go back, well, what was the instructions? They told me when they're going to be home. I'll be home tomorrow from this time to that time or the following day. So this gives you a better availability to catch people home. Now, you might be asking, hey, sometimes what happens when you get there, right? I don't know, like I'll have people, and this is where, like, it's the gray. You can say whatever it is you want, but when people ask me, like, did you leave that letter yellow notice or whatever? What are you talking about? Right? I'm just there. So you can say that was you. I try not to, because I'm getting into my whole thing. Hey, you must be Ashley. Sorry to catch you off guard. Nate Sahlman here, local benefit coordinator. Reason I stopped by, and you go through your 5 A's, right? I'm not here to talk about, hey, I stopped by before, I got your thing, blah blah blah. No, they answer the door. I'm here to go right into like I normally would. So, if you do that, again, I promise you, it's going to take you about 30 extra seconds at the door. I will also tell you that sometimes you're gonna be like, I don't really like doing it. Do it. You will get AP. You will find more people home. That's all I got, Ashley.
Hey, let me ask you this. Okay. So just kind of regurgitating what you've said here.
Yeah.
So with the Sideline phone app, it's about $9 a month,
Mm-hmm.
and you're not using your own phone line. You always mark final intent. And when you go in, you already write down the item number, you put that into the, person's first, last name, whichever. It identifies that. So when they leave a message on there, you're not physically calling them. You're automatically going right to that person's door, whether it's immediately, if it's in the area, or when they say that they're available. So any other nuggets when it comes to KnockIt Pro app? Because I do want to ask you one last question that's completely off subject about KnockIt Pro app. So any other nuggets about KnockIt Pro?
Make sure that you are importing your leads into KnockIt Pro. Okay. It is so we buy so many leads, and it's so hard to keep track of them through Notability or whatever it is that you're doing. We even have some teams on NASB, believe it or not, they're stuck in the Stone Age. They're printing their leads out. Craziness, right? They got binders and packets full of leads, and it's all over. This is one way that's going to allow you to organize your business, right? One central location to know who you've sold, who you need to go back to, what their hobbies are, right? And have that physical lead present, right? So do yourselves a favor. If you're not using KnockIt Pro, go ahead and download it. You won't be disappointed. If you are and you're using it, call me directly. I'll refund you your money. Okay. But I know for a fact we got over 600 NASB agents using it, some of the top producers out there. It's you're gonna make more AP, which is what we're here to do.
Amen. And I just seriously, I cannot thank you enough, because this is a true CRM, but it does so much more than just being able to organize your leads, being able to route your leads. So thank you so much for being able to create this and having the vision to do so. I do want to ask you one last question before we go. Okay.
Yeah.
Which is, Nate, you are a regional vice president, and you have seriously done a phenomenal job within our company in such a short amount of time. You're very passionate about what you do, the cause of what you do. But there was a time that you left and you thought the grass was greener on the other side with potentially another IMO, another brokerage. Explain that. Why in the world North American Senior Benefits is the best IMO to work with when it comes to life insurance, and also creating and generating income.
Yeah, I think everyone here gets bombarded with the emails, with the text messages, with the phones, with the Facebook messages, right? Of how this opportunity over here and this opportunity over here is the best. And I felt like overall I've done a really great job of blocking out the noise. But I did get this one particular message on LinkedIn, and it was from the CEO of a life insurance company, not just somebody who works there, but the CEO and founder of this life insurance company. And he offered me the world. He offered me partnership, not starting as an agent, but offering me a partner level. So imagine skipping all the way to where Ashley's at, right? And saying, hey, we see what you're doing. We're looking for talented people. He gave me the lip service. He flew my wife and I out privately on their private jet to their home office twice, right? They threw all the cash in front of me. They wanted incentives. They gave everything out there. And I try to consider myself to be a smart guy, but I guess when it sounds too good to be true, it sometimes is. And you know what? I was with that company for all of 3 weeks. Red flags were appearing as soon as I said go. And you know what? It led me right back to where I belong and where everyone here on this call should be, which is NASB. I know one of the things that we do better than anybody else, right, is our transparency of our business. Ashley's probably one of the most honest people in our company, and you know exactly where you're at, and she's not going to sugarcoat things. She's going to tell you how it is. She's not going to overinflate numbers or under sell how difficult this industry can be. And I think if you think about things, honesty is the most important part about this business and transparency. Okay. And when you have that, there's a certain trust that's there. Garrett, I consider him more than just a manager, partner. He's a friend. He's family, right? Our kids play together. Our wives hang out. We talk every day, multiple times a day. And it's really become a brotherhood that I really appreciate and admire. And I've really seen that across the board with NASB. Ashley was just saying the other day, her nemesis is Andrew, right? You guys are going back to back, head to head. But I mean, there's a brother and sister type of bickering back and forth, but there's still that common love, right? NASB is our family. But besides that, we do have the best system, right? Everyone talks about how their leads are the best, how their system's the best, this, that, and the third. But at the end of the day, deposits are what matters, okay? And so with us having our own lead system, right? We're not buying from Tom, Dick, and Harry, right? We are getting leads from a company that doesn't make money off leads. They make money when we sell business, and we make money for ourselves. So quality leads are super important. We are laser focused on the final expense industry. This company that I went to, they're like, you could do this, you could do that, blah, blah, blah. And this is where you can generate all this income, right? And really, they were too scattered, where here we are focused on final expense. Is it the sexiest out there? No, right? But at the end of the day, I would much rather do things that are hard, that allow me to make easy money, than do things that are easy, but it's hard to make money, right? We focus on seniors because they need it. It's the timing. We focus on seniors because it's easy underwriting. We focus on seniors because we get paid extremely quickly from our carriers. And we focus on seniors because they are being taken advantage of left and right. And we're here to do the right thing, right? And protect them. Besides that, we have just a wonderful system, great leadership, great culture. I wouldn't go anywhere else. If you're playing with the dirty water, stay away. Stay away. You might not be as lucky as I was, where Garrett was gracious enough to take me back. There are plenty of people who have left and not been allowed to come back to NASB. So again, Ashley, thank you so much for allowing me to be on the call. And I appreciate everyone's time this morning.
Amen. Nate, seriously, I cannot wait to welcome you to the partner group when you hit partner. This has been such an educational Zoom today. Thank you so much for your time, folks. Let's make sure that we use KnockIt Pro app. And folks, I can tell you one thing when it comes to the partners, he did it right, where he said, look, I'm going to test pilot this app. So you test pilot it for a good, probably 4 or 6 months with the top producers in the country to really make sure, get out the kinks. And I know we have an upgrade coming soon. So that way it's going to be bigger on your iPad and some really other cool, fun things. I know Greg had a question about, can you automatically with the Facebook leads that Elevation Advanced Markets is doing, are those able to come in, or do you still have to type them in?
So you can actually you can bring them in via Excel file, CSV, things of that nature. If you want to shoot me you can give him my information directly. If he has any questions, I can help walk him through that. And then we potentially might speak with Jordan about integrating something easier for him so we can import them directly into KnockIt Pro potentially. That's up to him though.
Amen. Absolutely. Well, again, thank you so much for your time, folks. Let's make it a great day. Let's turn it up Tuesday. Let's go ahead and rock out 2 presentations before 2 p.m. 2K, another day. Let's go. Thank you, Nate. Appreciate you guys.
Absolutely. See ya.